I said we cannot solve a problem if we don't admit we have one. And we have a lot of problems that we don't want to admit. One of the major problems we have in our world is mental and emotional health issues. People are depressed, they're anxious, there's depression, anxiety, there's mood swings, there's addiction, there is dependencies, there's psychoses, there's mood swings, all of this. And so when we come together to try to solve our other problems, we have to get into conversation with one another. And if everybody's reacting like, "Ah!" then we can't talk through anything. We can't talk about anything. Everybody is just reacting, reacting, reacting. So I asked people to really look at themselves and what emotional issues they had. And I know that our little group and our meeting afterwards, people were very good about recognizing. But one of the people said, "This is making me feel depressed because it feels like it's hopeless, like there is too many problems." And so I said that I was going to come in this week and I was going to talk about solutions. And what I mean by the solution is we already have a solution, which is us. We are the solution. Each one of us is a healer, and we don't recognize that. What do we have to offer? A few minutes ago, I said, you may be sitting next to somebody who needs a hug. You have a feeling they need a hug. You give them a hug, and maybe they don't commit suicide. You see what I mean? Or maybe the person next door can't get their garbage on the street because they're disabled, and you have the capacity to bring their garbage on, to the street. Or maybe you have the capacity to help somebody out with a little money when they're down and out. Whatever it is that you have, you can give. But if you don't believe in yourself and in your gifts, you won't give. You'll just sit there and get frozen. I have this problem too. I feel so overwhelmed by the despair of our planet. For every day that we heal one person, we seem to destroy 10. You think about what's happening in the Ukraine, for example. It's not just the destruction, the physical destruction, but look at the society. Look at how people are being traumatized every day by bombs, by, fear. There's so much fear that comes. And so, yes, you're saying, okay, for every little thing that I do that helps one person, 10 people are destroyed. 10 more children are damaged because their parents ignore them, or because their parents are so distressed that they yell at them and beat them and so on. And every one of those people is suffering, and we're all suffering. Once you recognize that we're all suffering, it becomes overwhelming until you realize that we all have gifts that we have to give, and we've got to start seeing the problem differently. As, okay, I have the gift of gab.
Yes, you do.
Okay, I have a gift of intuition. I have a gift of music.
I have a gift for taking the garbage to the street.
He does. He has the gift of making dinner for both of us. He has the gift of walking the dogs. These are things that I don't have, right? We come together with our gifts and we create a whole. We are not whole in and of ourselves. We want to be whole. We want to be great. We want to be well. But we can't be. We can only be well and whole in relationship to something else. Now, for example, what I mean by that is that I recently this came to me. The the Yin Yang symbol. It's like this. If you have something round and you go through it with a knife, and you break it into 2 pieces. Each of those pieces is not whole, but you put the pieces together and you have a whole. in our society, which is very I-based, me-based, ego-based, we always think in terms of ourselves. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to have therapy. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having therapy. You know, being a counselor myself, I'm certainly not going to say that. Oh, Todd says this is such a great topic. Oh, thank you. And we are so determined. I mean, I'm going to get this out no matter what, and no matter how long it takes, right? So, in our society, we always think about ourselves. I need this to be whole. I need a house. I need fresh air. I need a dog. I need food. I need this, and I need to.
You need disability access equipment.
I need disability access. I'm very disabled. So, you know, it's like, of course I'm thinking about me, and I have to, because that's my responsibility, is to think about myself. On the other hand, what happens when we think that way? We get on this path of thinking that at the end point, we're going to be whole. Like, oh, if I have 25 years of therapy, then at the end of that time, I'm going to be calm, and I'm not going to be reactive anymore, and I'm going to be loving, and I'm going to have a great marriage, and I'm going to have I'm going to have a great life. And See? Now, the truth is, that isn't the truth. The truth is, I will always be a fragment because of, see, the yin yang. We are not whole as individuals. We are only whole together. So, all the help that our viewers gave us tonight, telling us that they couldn't hear us, that was the collective, that was the community coming together. People who are watching this video, because I'm going to get rid of the other 5 videos that I started tonight. You know, they're not going to know that we started out where nobody could hear us, and the whole community got together and said, oh, this and that and the other thing. And somehow or other now, somebody is hearing us. I still don't know what's going wrong, but anyway, it took everybody together. It takes everybody together. A couple, if they're lucky, has some wholeness between them. Just like the songbird over here was saying, you know, he has the gift of taking out the garbage, but does he think that that's a gift? Does he realize that his gift of taking out the garbage is just as important as my gift of counseling?
Or in our band, you have the gift of creative music and accompaniments, and I have the gift of singing.
That's right. And I have the gift of playing the piano. Now, of course, there may be other people who play different kind of music. This one plays rock, and that one does pop, and that one does blues, and this one does whatever, Greek music, and it's all so wonderful. And I say, yeah, but I can't do that. I can't do that. And then I look at what I'm doing. It's like, it's really not that great. Look at all these other people, and look how many followers they have, and how many people listen to their music. So what am I going to do? Oh, well, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to learn Greek, and I'm going to learn pop, and I'm going to start building my muscles so I can take out the garbage, right? So no, I have to stop and say, what have I got, and value it. Now I'm challenging you to take a look at what you have that you may not be appreciating, and you may be comparing to somebody else. And as I said, that gift may be just the capacity to smile, or love of animals, or a certain kind of consciousness.
Or we could add an ability to work as a team.
That is a great gift. Well, some of us just have the gift of being able to see things more clearly than others. And then you say, yeah, but I don't know what to do about it. Well, you don't have to know what to do about it, because that's why the rest of us exist. So, my challenge to you this week is to ask yourself, last time I asked you to look at what are the problems that you are denying. that you need to come out of denial about, especially about mental health issues and so on. Now I'm going to challenge you to look at what are the gifts that I have, and am I truly valuing them? It's hard to hear you, Beth, over the piano. Oh, okay. Something is so wrong with the microphone. Thank you for telling me that,
Yeah, thank
Lizzie.
you.
I won't play the piano while I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow night. This is a wild night. Anyway, whatever my gift is, do I value it? Do I value it as much as other people's gifts? Am I waiting to be well before I give what I have? Do I think I am really ever going to be that perfect person who is completely mentally well, or who's smarter, or who's something, that I'm waiting to be that before I give what I have? Oh, I'm going to be a better singer. I'm going to be a better pianist before I play. You see what I'm saying? Don't wait. So, questions. What are your gifts? Do you value them? Are you waiting to use them until you change in some way? And then, what are you going to do about it? Let's start with that. If you're busy helping people, you're not going to be as likely to sit around saying, oh, the world is so horrible. It's so terrible. It's also hopeless. And I don't mean helping with the sense of I'm a martyr and I'm so much better. I mean just because it's natural for you to give your gifts. That's why the universe has given you those gifts, is for you to use them. Don't wait. Don't think that they're not worth anything. Ask yourself another question. Why am I not valuing them enough to give them now? And when I say give them now, I don't mean give them when your life is together, when you have more money, when you... Why, it's hard for me not to play the piano when I'm talking. I mean give them now. As you are. If everybody gave the gifts they had today, the world would change rapidly. If every man who believes that women need to be covered from head to toe so that men don't get hard on, if they would look at that, look at themselves and develop the gift of self-awareness and self-discipline, then the world would be a safer place for every woman on the planet. And if every woman on the planet who is up against some guy who is trying to protect his sense of pride or his sense of power, and we started to use our intuition and say, what's going on with these guys? What do they really need in order to let this go? The world would change. Instead, what we do is we all take sides, we take positions, we argue, we fight, we put each other down, we don't try to understand anything, and we don't make any progress. I'm sick of it. I want to know if any of you are willing to take on the gift challenge and say to yourself, I too am a healer. I've got something. Most of us have not just one something. We have a ton of something.
I too am a healer, and I have a gift.
All right.
I have many gifts.
The reason that your voice is because you're not on the right microphone. But anyway, I hope, James, you heard what James said. He said, I too am a healer and I have gifts. I have many gifts. So I think we're going to end our ordeal for tonight. I hope that whatever of this show, of this last piece of the show, you could hear, that it helped you to start to think differently so we can stop this despair and get into action of any and all kinds. And trust that as we do this, we become stronger and stronger and more capable. And the less we become focused on ourselves and, oh, yes, but I'm still too injured, or I still can't do this, or my gift isn't worth it. And the more we focus on giving, the stronger we will feel, because the energies of the universe will flow through us. And so please like this fragment of the show because I'm going to eliminate the others. Pass it on and come back next week. We're hearing both of you through the piano mic. I don't understand how that could possibly be.
Well, the
But
main thing is
anyway,
you're hearing both of us.
You are hearing me, right? We were told that you could hear me fine. Okay, we will see you next week. I love you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us and bearing with us.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.